Good morning, it's Diana with B Realty. I am here live this morning with Beth Townsend. She is a local closer for a mortgage company, and she's going to explain for us what title insurance is. If you have any questions, click below because Beth is here and she can answer them. If she doesn't know the answer, then we'll find out and we'll address it next week. Beth, thank you for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me, Diana. I'm glad to be here.
You're very welcome. How long have you been in the title industry?
Since 2007.
Oh, wow. So you've seen lots of changes over the years.
We have, just a few.
Oh, gosh. Well, good. So can you explain to the people what title insurance is in layman terms?
Title insurance is the instrument that guarantees the validity to your real estate, your real property, or your home.
Okay. So I know when I've had you do some closings for me, you've given some examples, like if somebody was living in their house and a grandson of a previous owner shows up and says, hey, Grandpa said I could have this property, and you have to get out. Title insurance guarantees that can't happen.
It does.
Correct.
Right. I tell everybody at a closing that if you ever have a title concern after we've issued you title insurance, we should be your first phone call so that we can research any title issue that you may have a concern about, because title insurance should guarantee, should insulate you from those types of issues.
Okay, good. Why do lenders need a title loan policy?
A loan policy guarantees a lender from default on the loan, the mortgage.
Okay, so they want it for the loan.
That's correct.
So what are the most significant changes that you've seen since you've been in the title industry? I mean, there's been a lot of stuff.
There have, but I think the most significant type of change that we have seen to the industry would be with the wire fraud.
Oh, that is a big deal.
It has just been rampant.
Yeah.
You know, when someone thinks that they've gotten on top of it, here comes another scheme.
And they're always they're
are.
always redoing them and revamping them, and so they're even more confusing. Click below if you have any questions. It was a couple weeks ago or last week we talked about protecting your documents, and I remember I was talking, I don't know if you remember, but I was talking about how a title company had a phone call from somebody that said that they were a seller after they got a paper check and asked for that to be wired, their funds to be wired to them, and they were like, no, we need that check in here.
Right.
And she called the seller and they were on their way to the bank with the check. So anyway, we won't go back into that again. Do I need to have title insurance if I pay cash for a property?
Cash, mortgaging, it really makes no difference.
Okay.
It's not the way you are paying for a home, a land, property. It really doesn't make any difference. We would recommend an owner's policy regardless of how you're paying for a property.
Okay. Very good.
It's not required, I will tell you that, but it's definitely recommended because it gives you the peace of mind of knowing that the title's been searched, that your position will be guaranteed, your ownership position will be guaranteed, that you will know that the taxes have been paid current, there aren't any liens that exist against the property, there aren't any encumbrances against the property that would keep you from obtaining clear title and having future marketability of that title.
Okay. And as far as liens, there's mortgage liens.
There's IRS liens, there's mechanics liens, which are a huge issue. So a mechanics lien would be something that would be performed in the way of work or repairs against a property, and the individual hasn't received full payment, maybe partial payment, and has filed a lien against the property for the remainder of the payment.
Okay.
Those are quite common.
And something like that paid off if it goes to closing.
Correct.
Because all of that has to be clear so
That's
you
right.
can deliver a clear title to the new buyer.
That's correct.
Okay. How long is title insurance valid for?
Title insurance is valid for the life of one's ownership of the property.
Okay. So you pay one time?
One time. It's a one-time purchase, and it's good for as long as you hold title to that property.
Okay. So if anybody comes to that house say you're there 20 years and says, I own this property, I was deeded it, call you guys, and you will,
We beg to differ.
yeah, yeah, and you'll take care of the problem.
That's right.
That should be your very first phone call.
That's right.
You've said that to me
That's
before.
exactly
Should
what I
be
say in my closing room. Yes.
That should be your very first phone call.
That's right.
So, how much title insurance do I need? Say I'm buying a house for $100,000. Do I need to go above appreciation?
Title insurance does not depreciate.
Okay.
Title insurance is equal to that of the sales price. So using your example, if you were purchasing a property for $100,000, you would want to purchase an owner's policy for that equal amount of $100,000.
Okay, very good. Please click below, guys, if you have any questions. Beth is a plethora of information.
We'd love to have them.
Yeah, exactly. And thanks everybody for watching so
Yeah.
far. How much should title insurance cost? Did I already ask that?
No, title insurance is charged on sort of a sliding fee scale. It is based upon the purchase price of the property.
Okay. And when you go into closing, guys, title insurance is part of the fees. It's not something you paid in advance or pay afterwards. It's all taken care of the day of closing. Okay. Let's see, we've already talked about what the advantages of having title insurance are. How do I get title insurance?
Title insurance is typically ordered when we take control of a purchase contract. That's what initiates a title order.
Okay, and you research, you go far, you go as far back in the records as you can to show chain of title, correct?
Correct. There's a chain of title that's done so that we can research the deeds. That's where the chaining is brought in, so that we can research the ownership of the title. The taxes are then researched, judgment search is done, and that's how the commitment to insure is then issued.
Okay, and this just occurred to me. It used to be called abstracts. So is an abstract the same as a title? And that might be a question that...
That's probably a question better left for some of our more experienced examiners in our office. But an abstract would be different than a title commitment and a title policy.
Okay, and all these documents that you provide, the deed, the mortgage, those are all recorded at the courthouse.
Correct.
So it used to be that you needed to keep a hold of your deed to show that you had ownership in it. 100 years ago.
Right.
Now it's recorded at the courthouse.
Right.
So in case you lose that document, it can always be retrieved at the courthouse. Remember, click below, guys.
Right.
If you have any questions, Beth Townsend with Security First Title, and I'm Diana Burris, Realty. I sell property in South Central Kansas. I've been doing this for, my gosh, since 2007 is when I started. Do you have anything? I know we talked about like people insure very important things in their lives.
They do, yeah. I was just going to say too that it strikes me as odd that in this day and age you can insure anything. You really can. And people are insuring everything anymore, from their pet's health to their vacation. So why not insure what will likely be the most important and largest purchase of your life, which would be your home or your property? And really the only way to do that is going to be with title insurance. That's the only thing that's going to give you 100% peace of mind and future marketability to be able to sell it later, should you do so.
And discussing this, we are only licensed in Kansas. So we don't know about other adjoining states in the union. We are specifically addressing Kansas. So just keep that in mind as well.
Point.
Does the buyer need to be concerned about cyber fraud when they're dealing with their documents? Because you wire funds and you wire to you. So Security First is very proactive, correct?
We're extremely proactive, and we're proactive on the side of both the buyer and the seller.
Good. Very important, guys.
It is. So we work with agents involved, which typically there are, and all of the agents that we work with are very diligent about wire fraud form signed at the time of contract execution, which we're very grateful for. Most of the agents are pretty well versed in what that form states. We're going over it with their buyers and sellers. but we take it very seriously.
Good,
It's not anything that can be taken lightly.
Because this is not a big city problem.
No.
This is a across the board problem, guys. It has happened in small towns, close by, here. It just happens anywhere.
It does.
Not here, but around the area.
Right.
I think, knock on wood, I haven't dealt with it, and I don't think you have either.
No.
But it is industry-wide, and people need to be very aware of that.
I cannot stress enough how people need to really be diligent and pay attention to email accounts, and not only what and where they're sending it to, but what they're receiving and the legitimacy of those emails. And if they have just a second's pause about what they're looking at, then they really need to examine it.
Very true.
Reason why you're thinking what you're thinking, and
Go with your gut.
That's right.
How many times have I said that in these Facebook Live videos? Go with your gut, because it's very, you have a sixth sense.
Yes.
And you know that.
Yeah.
So please, if you have any questions, let me know. If I don't know the answer, we're almost done. I can get a hold of Beth and we can get that answered for you. If you have any property you're looking to sell or you want some help buying, I would love to help you. My name is Diana Burris. I am B Realty. This is Beth Townsend. She's with Secure. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a great day. Do you have anything else to add?
I don't. But if there are any questions, we would love to be of service to you. We are here in Augusta, 703 State Street. Thank you, Diana. This has been a blast.
Well, thank you. Okay, bye, guys.